It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins, and it's all up next.
A city known for its incredible skyline, its nightlife and beaches, today centered around this venue, Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart on the call in this one. Brock, a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Cam Little after the opening kick. And we're underway at Hard Rock. Washington now to return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
On first down, they're going to start out with Achane. He'll cobble together a yard there. Josh Hines Allen, that time to haul him down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second down carry for Achane. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
3rd and just 2 to go.
44, ready. Out!
Achane again. Has the 1st and more past midfield. And they'll finally get him at the 35-yard line. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Go ahead. Out! Out!
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they had that one contained right at the line. Eric Armstead there on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Now it's Jake Bailey, who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60 plus. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminding yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay game.
Offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flag. Fits it through the middle. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So Miami headed out for its second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready, shot. Shot.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long.
Get set. Shot.
8-chain on the inside give. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. Darnell Savage brings that to an end.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there. 3rd down. Tua off the play fake. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Fire, 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 fire.
On again comes Jake Bailey to punt this away. And oh, this is going to be a field flipper. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 30. First down, ball at the 36.
Rip, 20.
Lawrence throwing here. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And now they have a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Damn, son.
Red on red.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. 1st and goal here. Working inside the red zone. Rolling out to his... And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars pull out in front further. 13-zip. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down. Didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind. But you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars drive out to an early 14-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Washington now to return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
All right, come on.
2 and out from the gun. Completes this one to Braxton Berrios. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down. 1 play in, and already they're close to midfield.
Go ahead.
They send Hill right. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
Ready.
They go play action with Tagovailoa. Caught deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Jags pick it up. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. It's a big momentum swing on the final play of our opening quarter. Our score, 14-0. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football.
Hey, lie.
They'll be well inside field goal range to begin this drive. Catch is made in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Hey, run.
From the red zone now. Rolling left, buying some time. And he scores. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 20-zip lead. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars stretch their lead to 21.
Dolphins, nothing.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. D. Eskridge to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Dolphins send a running back, Devon Achane, getting back to work. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
Going play action, Tagovailoa. That's caught, Devon Achane. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, second down coming up.
Ready. Set.
Tua out of the pistol. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
All right.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Forced out, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Jake Bailey on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. He has it at the 22. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Easy, route.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off. You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Throwing it deep off his back foot. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had. And incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 45 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Dolphins football. First down, ball at the 36.
Ready. Hit. Out.
They'll start the drive with Achane. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Eric Armstead there on the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Ready.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Has a man, it's Achane. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time, a running back in the flat.
Jaguars, well, they must be thinking pass here, huh? They're in the dime. Third down coming up. Setting up the running back screen. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Escapes the pocket. Throwing on the run. Big gain downfield. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Hey, go!
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch. And you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Let's go.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Jaguars in possession. So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile.
Here we go.
They go right back to Etienne. And that play backfired. He's brought down way behind the line. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. Logan Cook on to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's going to be a punt of 46 yards. And they're going to take over possession. The Miami offense headed out there now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead.
Hey.
Tagovailoa on 1st down. On the move, headed right. Now he takes it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 5. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Chad Muma's got it. And the Jaguars are finally stopped on the return, but they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone. Worked through his progression, nobody available, and by the time he checked it down to the back, ooh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock, but defenders do as well, and they know when that quarterback's holding the ball and holding the ball, likely a check down is coming. That is just smart defensive play.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars continue piling onto this lead.
Dolphins, nothing. Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Eskridge on the return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Dolphin offense taking over late in this half. And we're down inside a minute to play in the half, but that's enough time to get a drive together. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, here we go. Second down.
Ready.
Trying again following the sack. He's on the move. Steps up, and he's running with it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
Brings up 3rd and 14.
Third and long for him here. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. And he's been one of the players of this game. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. It's fielded at the 14. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Sanders all set to send it away. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Hey, run!
Tight end in motion left. 1st down throw, Lawrence. He can't connect with him, incomplete. Just put it a little too close to the boundary there.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Lawrence in the pistol. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
On red.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. Jacksonville in punt formation. Logan Cook, the one to kick it away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. 2nd half begins with a run by Achane. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Go ahead.
Putting the tight end in motion. From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it's 3rd down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks. 6 sacks, well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign, well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. The Jaguars are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over.
24.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He put some juice on a deep throw down the middle. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
He's trying to go deep again. And it looks great flying through the air, Bronk, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit zero. Backed up now after the penalty. It's third down.
Go.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Punt taken at midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Get set. Out.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Getting out to his left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
On now comes their punter. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Rip, 23.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. He puts some power on a deep one left. That's complete inside the 35. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars blowing them out now, 34-zip. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Hope you weren't settled in to call a long drive there, partner, because only took him a matter of seconds to go all 80 yards and hit pay dirt.
Are you kidding me? I love big plays just like everybody in the building loves big plays, and it took all of them, the guys up front doing their job, and certainly the playmakers to finish it.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars grow their lead yet again.
Dolphins nothing. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Eskridge on the return. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand.
Turbo one, hive. Turbo one, hive. Set.
1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Completes this one to Hill. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Good.
2 now from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on 3rd.
Set.
Tagovailoa now. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Gets this one away from a tough spot, backed up inside the end zone. Has it at the 37. Jukes out a one-stop. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. The Jaguars headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down.
All right, let's go.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he's down inside the 35 before going out. I'm just going to go out on a limb, partner, and say that this defense probably pretty tired of having to deal with this guy by this point.
Tired or exhausted?
Both?
Yes. Yeah, they don't have an answer. And when you've got an elite guy like this, no matter what you throw at him and he delivers, man, it puts you to sleep.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Daryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Hey, run!
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Flush down now to his left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Hey, easy, route.
Lawrence facing 3rd and long. Puts his body on the line, and he got it. Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still fourth down.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Eskridge on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game, and their passing game, it is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped that time by Antonio Johnson. Offense to the line for second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Get set. Ready.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Josh Hines Allen, that time to haul him down.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Oh, and they're going to have the fullback trying power for it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Their punter making his way out now. Jake Bailey's going to kick it away. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. He has it at the 13. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the fourth. The Jaguars have it as we start this fourth quarter, and they can probably go on cruise control pretty soon with that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
On red.
Running right is Bigsby. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
They crossed the 40. Nice run there. And he's finally hauled down at the 43. It's a gain of 29 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. ETN again. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles. What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle, instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars are running them out of the building. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock, he sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars continue adding on to that lead.
Dolphins nothing. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense ready to take the field now. And with this loss already assured, they at least want to find some points and avoid being shut out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right, come on.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Escapes a defender. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Tagovailoa. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So 2nd down coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Has a man, it's Achan. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down.
Ready.
Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. Stays in the pocket. He's got it inside the 25. This play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. He saw someone jump, took the free play deep, Brock, and that gets them a much bigger play than the penalty would have. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. They'll run here following the penalty. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
All right.
They put a receiver in motion right. Running with Achan out of the gun. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Ready.
They'll stick with A-Chain. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. 6 yards on the play gives them 4th and short. We'll see what they choose to do.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Ready.
They'll go. It's Mostert. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
You're right here.
Switching it up here. Tagovailoa to throw. Touchdown, Miami! Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins take 7 points off the deficit. Sanders all set to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. Well, Brock, their passing game has been the highlight for them offensively so far. 3 touchdowns and a whole lot of good plays beyond that.
And Ken, I think what we've seen is an offense who's reading the same.
By a man, and now he's in the clear. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Jaguars authoring a blowout here. New set of downs for him at the 38.
All right, let's go.
Here's ETN on 1st down. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Kind of like that punt returner, Kate, that's just looking for that lane to run. This guy just couldn't find it. Defenders beat him to the spot, left him to try and cut back, or simply take it out of bounds like he just did.
Juke the defender. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
Hey, lie.
From the gun, ETN gets it. Spins out of one stop. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Jaguars throwing 6 more on the blowout. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Mm-hmm. On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars tack on 7 more to their lead.
Dolphins 7. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Washington now to return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Another drive coming up for this offense. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. On target to his man, Barrios. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this has been flawless, really, from every side, Kate. In order to get to double-digit sacks, it requires a tremendous amount of work leading up to this game, but then ultimately the execution of everybody. This has been the acronym of team. Together, everyone achieves more, and more is 10 sacks.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. Oh, no, he lost control of another one. Jack's picking up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, they like to say about sports, it's 90% mental. Well, right now with this runner, after 3 fumbles, it's 100% mental. You got to hang on to the football. It's in his head right now, and it just can't happen.
The visitors and Brian Thomas Jr. readying for another drive on offense. They're set up at the 35 now. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On red.
So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. And this is a game that proves every Pee Wee and Pop Warner and high school coach across the country correct, Brock. Teams who make fewer mistakes and turnovers gonna win a lot of football games. They kept the football, they forced a couple of turnovers, and that was a big part of the difference in this one. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Jaguars as we say so long from Miami.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium, state-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, maybe 6 points too.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And off we go from SoFi. Darius Davis to return it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. And now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at a Pac-12 media days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm can throw the ball all over the field. Been hyper productive statistically, kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Tight end in motion right. 2nd and 10 now. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And he'll get it up to the 44.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Hurst there to grab it. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Chuck Clark.
He's just... Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now Herbert again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin. No.
The NFL on EA Sports, and we'll get to see a pair of teams who fought multiple times in the Super Bowl. It's the Niners and the Bengals. All that and more coming up next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati.
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
They were Super Bowl opponents twice in the 80s, and they're back at it here. The Bengals and Niners are underway. And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Here we go. Side. Side.
Quickly to the air is Burrow. A short throw there, pulled in by all. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Here we go, here we go. Side.
They will toss to Brown. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And the Niners get there and bring him down. But Nick Bosa so quick on the outside, he gets in there to bring him down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. Fielded at the 20. Nifty move. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They're sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Hey, did you have one of those backyards that you had one of those, like, mats or pits like you have for high jumpers? And, you know, you had your friends throw the ball and you tried to make the spectacular catches?
I didn't need a mat.
You just did it with the ground?
Absolutely.
That explains your toughness. That explains your toughness right there, because I think that guy was raised just like you. What a catch.
Here's Purdy. He's got Ayuk once again. And he's got this down to the 35. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a first down.
Well, when you're facing a receiver like this, you always come into a game thinking, we've got to put our best corner on him. We've got to find a way to get him off his routes, limit his touches. But that plan, not working too well on this opening drive. That's already 2 catches for him, and this one, good for a first down.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Able to get away, being chased out left. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it.
And that is going to wind up incomplete, so they try to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Purdy on the move to his left. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Brock Purdy.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Jake Moody now for the point after.
And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
Let's get set.
And Chase will go in motion left.
Now Burrow. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Nick Bosa, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Chase, the motion man right.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Man open. That's Jamar Chase, complete.
And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A big play there on the catch and run. 51 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Play action. It's Burrow.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Here we go, here we go. Dot. Dot.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Forced out to his left. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
I'm one, ready? 11, Thomas. Say hi.
Burrow will throw. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Joe Burrow who took it himself for the touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they're both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Now Purdy. That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Good catch and excellent creation of a big play downfield. And I can guarantee you this, that's not a play this defense has practiced against in the days leading up to this game.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to
touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 37 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Well, not only, Charles, did he beat double coverage to make the catch, and then as soon as he did, locked his gaze upfield and made sure to reach the end zone.
Go grab your dictionary, partner. Look up determination, and his picture is going to pop right up. How about him getting through multiple defenders, finding his way through coverage, and making sure he got to the end zone? That's a big-time play right there.
Extra point try now for Moody.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Let's get set. Dot.
Now it's Burrow. Staying on his feet, escaping the pressure right.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
Mighty. What is that?
And now they will throw it with Burrow.
Open man is Yoshivas. He's across midfield. And at the 18.
Here we go. 42.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
On one, ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Turn.
Burrow looking to pass. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Evan McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 29-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Purdy looking to throw. Looking deep for Jennings. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. Open man is Juwan Jennings. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Juwan Jennings, 73 yards. And the Niners will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now Moody for the PAT. Oh, this will frustrate a coach right here. The flag is out before they get off the extra point.
Delay of game.
And this is going to be a delay of game. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. It's good, and it's 21-10. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
Here we go.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Burrow. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Gun. Start.
Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
This one complete to Yoshibas. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Let's get set. Start.
Back to throw again. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. The Niners offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Back to throw, Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Here's Purdy. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Purdy from the gun on third down. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can now afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
He'll drop to throw.
Open man is Chase, complete.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up third down now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Now Burrow. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Nick Bosa getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
They go play action here. Purdy
out to his left. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he goes out of bounds, it looks like right at the 50. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And he is caught. A beautiful spin and room to run. He's into space past the 25 and all the way down to the 17-yard line. You take a look at his receiving numbers so far. He's been terrific. Up over 100 yards now for the game.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Purdy.
And this one's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati.
across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Brock Purdy
from 17 yards out, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point try now for Moody.
And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49er. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Burrow will throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, he's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Cincinnati. 47 yards. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Let's get set. 11.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing on second and long. Burrow. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that. They were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Here we go.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Shotgun now with Purdy. That is incomplete.
I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Here we go. Dad.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
First play of the drive. Excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right 80. Right shot. Shot.
Now it's Burrow. A short throw there, pulled in by all. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it's second down.
On 1, right? Gun. Shot.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Steps away to his left. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, but we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. God!
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They're going to look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise. But how about the coverage? They're able to bat it down.
There's receiver Brandon Ayuk as San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And some room to work. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 34 yards there and a first down.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
60 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Purdy.
Rolling to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Throwing here, Purdy steps away. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brock Purdy taking it in from 2 yards out. And the 49ers start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point try now for Moody. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Burrow looking to pass. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Malik Collins able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. And the slot man goes in motion left. Here's Burrow. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now it's Burrow. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Niners set to take over on offense. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, Do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
62 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Let's go now.
Purdy looking to throw.
On the move to his left. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
A gain of 22 yards. And the 49ers.
And this play still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. And that is going to wind up incomplete. So they tried to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out.
Let's go.
McCaffrey on the counter. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3 and leaves him with 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Let's get set. Dad.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Dad. Dad.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Back to throw here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Take it at the 37. Unable to corral him. He fights through.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway?
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3.
And we thought this game had the potential to be tight. Maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it in a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Over the middle, he finds Vele. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Sione Takitaki, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. It's caught inside the 25. And he gets this all the way inside the Jets' 20 into the red zone. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes punching it in from a yard away.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
A try here for the extra point.
And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Got his man. It's Williams. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this third down.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They run again on first down. Cook. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Minshew sets to throw. Flushed out right. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun is Minshew. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. Second down and 6 now. Looking to throw it. Minshew. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Third down, here's a run by Cook. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Minshew. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Here comes second down. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's third down.
Here's Minshew. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now Minshew. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball.
Start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
After playing like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They'll run again. Loose inside the 30. Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. Mahomes will throw for it. Out to his left. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. That right there makes up for that missed extra point they had after the first score.
Yeah, they went ahead and got back to level by going for 2 and having the normal amount of points. So that works out pretty well for them. And if you're the kicker, don't worry about it too much. Now they've got back to where they want to be, they'll try it out there for the next one.
Sam Little to kick off.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And that's going to be short of the landing zone. It doesn't make it there, so that means the ball is going to come out to the 40. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. This is 1st and 10. Minshew. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
Here's 2nd down. Now Minshew.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they will take a knee here. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one.
Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say this has been a defensive slobber knocker through two, right? Maybe some points finally on the horizon as we resume play. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now comes Kansas City. Its offense has it first to start quarter number 3.
Yellow.
And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference.
Defense.
And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Escapes out. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Commanders pick this one up. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. 1 play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
That throw finds Kittle. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, They're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Out of the gun, Cousins. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. The give up the middle to Ford. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
They send a receiver in motion right. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And this one's going to come to a stop down at the 13-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he turns a little room to work into a game down to the 9. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They send the tight end in motion left. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. 3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4. Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And he drives this forward to the 6. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a 1st.
Not trying to do too much there. Short yardage situation. Just make sure you get to the marker and reset those chains.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Cousins out of the pistol here. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Ford. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Chased out to his run. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders take the lead right away in half number 2. Kirk Cousins, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Play action, Mahomes. Buying some time left. He's running with it. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Josh Sweat making the stop. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Chiefs in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Yellow.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. From the 32. He throws a bullet down the right side. Big shot is hauled in. Feet are inbounds. Oh, what a play! So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play. And boy, did the defense do it there.
And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see who can claim Big Apple bragging rights. It's the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Next on Madden NFL 25.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
It's the battle for New York, or New Jersey for that matter. The Giants and Jets are underway. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And I think that everyone is looking forward to seeing Drew Lock take the next step in the quarterback evolutionary process. Decision-making is something that he's working on improving because he's got plenty of arm and makes excellent off-platform throws. What he's seeking now? To be consistent in all of his processes.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They look to throw. It's Lock. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So the Jets now in great position here to start things out. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, You can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Ball again on second down.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They'll go again with Hall.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
Not a run that you can... But still, a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Kayvon Thibodeau. He beat the O-line and recorded the sack.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
On his man and broke the play up.
Now Locke.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
Paul on a give up the middle. He's got it to the 43 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Rodgers going to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. To throw it is Locke. Flush to his right. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Locke now to throw.
As this complete to Daniel Bellinger.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
And he is caught, and he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Let's go. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing now is Locke. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That sun's going to be a factor all game long. I'm not sure it made a difference on that one, but it's something to think about on all deep throws during this time of year.
Here's Locke to throw. Rolling to his right. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Locke going to throw. Being chased out left, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Now 3rd down and very long.
15-yard loss brings up 3rd down.
Oh, he fakes a spike. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
And that is going to wind up incomplete, so they try to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
And out of bounds. This will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. New York set to take the field.
Still in the 1st half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. pulled in at the 24. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Offense.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Locke. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have taken the lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Graham Gano on for the extra point.
Now before they can try the extra point, a flag comes out. And they're going to get tagged for a delay of game. And that flag accepted.
Certainly no gimme here on the PAT. They're backed up now to a 42-yard extra point try. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. 3rd and 7 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Jets on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Rodgers now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Locke.
Now this thrown deep for Slayton.
And he's got it inside the 10. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play there for the Giants. 59 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big yardage.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Locke under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Jermaine Johnson.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Locke now on 3rd and goal. And he fends him off, and he's going to go down again.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And this one's not close. Not even close. Short and to the right. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So 1st and goal quickly turns into 4th and goal, and then 4th and goal turns into no points whatsoever.
That's a very disappointing sequence of events right there. And I, for one, would not want to be the kicker who has to run over to his head coach and explain that one.
So out now come the Jets.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Now Rodgers. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 7. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there. You've given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
This is down the field for Bellinger.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Locke. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now Locke again, rolling to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Back to throw again. Steps away. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
Flushed out right. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So you wonder what's going on in that head right about now. That's 2 missed field goals for him now, and this one should have been no problem.
For an NFL kicker, you're thinking 97, 98% from this distance, and this one somehow fails to go through. And that's 3 points you just absolutely have to count on getting.
Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Rodgers to throw once more. Eluding the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 18.
It's a 57-yard punt, 14 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room.
Escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before half for Locke. Flush to his right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter.
This is a game, Charles, it's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the 3rd quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson.
Ball again on 2nd down.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On play action, now Rodgers.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives.
we've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They look to throw. It's Locke. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And that's caught inside the 35. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 74 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Let's go now.
Locke working out of the gun. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal. So now it's 2nd down. Now Locke. Sliding out of the pocket. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Drew Locke, a 13-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
This time, the extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle in New York. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the 1st down before taking the hit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Straight ahead is home.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second and 6.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
Wilson's got it on the crossing route.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
On the move to his left. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
That ball caught by Slayton. And he's got this down to the 35. Block now to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
This one is Slayton over the middle. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
3rd and 2.
Again, they'll throw with Locke. That's going to be caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Locke to throw. Out to his left. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Giants are able to stretch out their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Gano now to add the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Now it's Rodgers. giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's taken to the 26. Gets around him.
A nice return that time. Gets 12 yards back.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Darius Slayton and the rest of this offense about to begin their next drive.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Ball again on 2nd down.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To throw is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Rodgers now to throw. Caught. It's Wilson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Rodgers. Stays on his feet, and he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now Rodgers. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
The Jets on third down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 14. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make them.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Here we go. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Play action. Now it's Locke, eluding the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Locke off a play action. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Ahmad Gardner bringing the sauce on that breakup.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Rodgers. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Rodgers, got to have this one. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
2nd down and 3.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Rodgers to throw. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Let's go now.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Right back to Tracy.
And this play doesn't work at all as he's going to be marked down behind the line after the dive. Minus 9 yards on the play, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll hand it to Tracy.
Oh, good move. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing to start the drive. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll go for it. It's Hall going absolutely nowhere. They'll wind up losing a yard or two. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are close to finishing off this football game. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. On the give, it's Tracy. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth.
Brandon,
if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like baseball. And the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him. And then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.